Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen very clear.
Great, thank you. Thank you, World Forum, for inviting me today to speak at this forum. That was great. Did you know that the human attention span before COVID was 8 seconds? 8 seconds, and this is really shrinking right now. So my name is Francine Beleyi, and I am on a mission. I'm a digital strategist and specialize in personal branding, and I'm a speaker and an author of the book Personal Branding in the Digital Age: How to Become a Known Expert, Thrive, and Make a Difference in a Connected World. And I am on a mission. I am on a mission to help purpose-driven entrepreneurs to position themselves as the authority in their field and easily attract their ideal clients and impact thousands of people globally. So today, I'm going to share with you three things. One thing you need to have as a bigger impact to make a bigger impact in your life and in the life of thousands or even millions of people. And the one thing that will determine actually the authority in your field and attract you as for attract your ideal client. And then one thing that will instantly influence those who need your service or product the most. So here we are in the middle of one of the biggest pandemic our humanity has ever seen. And this COVID-19 has disrupted everything. What we took for granted only a few months ago is no longer business as usual. And the whole society has been affected. The whole society. Disruptions are coming from all the corners. Businesses are going bust. Relationships are being redefined. And during this time, more and more business owners are coming online to offer their product and services from various levels of quality and reputation. So the noise online is actually amplifying. It was already high before COVID, but is amplifying, and it is difficult to separate the wheat from the chaff. So at the same time, customers are really clinging onto their money and very tightly, and it is becoming very difficult to get them to part from it. So they are becoming more and more discerning, and they scrutinize where they put their hard-earned money. So, but even before the pandemic, we were already living in a world with a trust crisis that I shared when I was in Casablanca in February. So trust is actually both built on competence and ethic. And according to this Elderman report produced at the beginning of the year, no institution is seen as both competent and ethical. So people no longer trust established brands and institutions, and because they see them as part of the problem. So today, brands are called to play a bigger role beyond selling products and services. And they are really there to attract everybody together and to be a powerful force for change. So people want them actually to be that force for change. And people will go to trusted sources and businesses that they trust to do the right thing. So how are you making sure that you and your business stand out in the middle of this noise? Some of you here may have great product or services and even a bigger vision, but nobody knows about you. So business are finding it harder and harder to attract their clients they want globally. Then the good news actually is that, like with all crises, this one is also providing new opportunities for companies to really look at what inspire people out there and to attract them for them. So I want to share with you three keys to attract your ideal clients and impact thousands globally. So the first key is that you got to be visible. That's the first thing. You got to be visible online. And that means being visible means two things. One, you need to create quality content that solves the problem that your customer are facing, so that when they search on for this solution, they to their problem, they come onto your company and to your website straight away. So, but the second thing is that you, as the founder of your company, you got to be visible. This is about becoming a visible leader and to create bonds with people. You have seen that there has been quite a lot of relationship and community building. And as a business owner, you got to be a visible leader. Because if I ask you today, who is the boss of Zappos, or who is the boss of Facebook? Who is the boss of Virgin? Who is the boss of Microsoft? Chances are you are going to tell me their name, right? So, but when people think about you and your company, do they immediately think about you? Do they know your name? Are you known in your industry, for example, as the leader in your field? So this is actually nobody, if nobody knows about you, you got some work to do. And because when you're not visible, nobody knows that you exist. They can't find you. Your impact is limited to only a small number of people. So the second point, the second key I like to share is that you need to have a defined purpose. Purpose is actually underpinned by passion. It is truly what lights you. And it is not about making money. Money is about the results. Your purpose is what keeps you going when all the lights are off, when things don't seem to go anywhere. It helps you also to focus, to keep focus. It helps you to achieve your mission with that excellence and dedication that will attract your ideal client, which ultimately you want to attract. So, and having a well-defined purpose means that you have this unique perspective that your competition cannot replicate. So when you don't have this clearly defined purpose, what happens? You lose sight of why you do what you do. You lose steam and abandon your, company, and your results. You kind of tend to compare your results with other people's results, and forget your path. So this is not great. So the third thing is that you got to have a clear message. Having a clear message means that you need to stay away from confusing, generic, jargonistic language that we see in corporate, and you need to keep things simple. You need to be extremely clear in your communication, because in the past, people thought that the more they use clever languages and big words that sounds corporate, the more impressive it was. This is no longer the case. As I told you earlier, 8 seconds is what people have to get your message. So your message has to address also the customer core frustration. The mistake is to talk about your process, and your kind of systems and all those things, but no one cares about your process. I admit I made that mistake myself, but what people want is how their life is going to be better after they experience your product or service. So message that connect are simple, and they are normally very clear. And if your message is not very clear, it is confusing and people will not stick and leave. So it should be very easy to understand and without burning unnecessary calories, as I like to say, and succinct so that anybody can repeat it anytime. So don't be clever, be clear. So here are the recap of those 3 steps. The first thing is that you got to be visible and show up consistently. Second, you need to have a clearly defined purpose. And third is that you got to have a clear message that tells people straight away how their life is going to be easier by working with you. So, but there's still a problem though. You might be thinking, this is great, but how do I put all these things together and in a way that actually works for me and my business, so that I'm positioned as the authority in my field and as the purpose-driven leader that I want to be? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because I invite you to be one of the first 10 people that actually I'm inviting to sign up to my global attraction breakthrough session, which is here. It is a call that we are going to look together at your brand. where it is today, where you want it to be, and together we will lay out a plan on how you're going to attract your ideal clients and impact thousands and even millions if you want to. So you can experience the kind of business and the life that you have dreamed of, because at the end of the day, you are in this business because you are also dreaming of some kind of lifestyle. So I usually charge for this session, but as I say, this is a complimentary session for the attendees of this summit. And the first 10 people who are going to sign up are going to get in touch with me. So you go to francinebeleyi.com/GAB to sign up for your session. You can go now before it gets full. And then I look forward to your questions. If you have any question, I look forward to your question. Thank you very much.
Very good, wonderful, wonderful. That was a sterling presentation, Francine.
Thank you, Sunny.
What we can gather from you is visibility of your product and the people behind the company, clarity of purpose, and you know your whys.
Yes.
Why you are doing what you're doing.
Definitely.
Particularly at the difficult moment that we all experience as entrepreneurs from time to time. And of course, your message should be simple with absolute clarity.
Yep.
To the targeted audience.